Okay, game number 6 in the top 10 countdown of the best plays in the decade, talking about Wash U 2014. This was week 1. Wash U was coming off of a great season in 2013. They went to the national playoffs, one of the best seasons in the history of their program. Hot day, 92 degrees, first weekend of September. We struggled early. We got down 17-0. Guys kept their poise. Really sloppy early with a lot of mistakes, a couple turnovers, or at least one turnover, and some penalties, and just couldn't stop them. And then we got rolling. 5 consecutive possessions to take a 31-17 lead late in the third quarter. They had one score late. We got a couple key first downs to kind of grind it out and finish up with just a big road win against a really good football team. So we'll jump in. That's a little bit of the preview. We'll jump into the video and talk about the plays. We ended up, outgaining them 492 to 348, which was, I think pretty impressive with that type of team they had, a well-coached team, good football team. So we'll get started right here. This is after we're down, with that 17-0 early kind of deficit.
Yeah, I think that, the defense this year, based on the interview process that I had to go through and, this being my first year back in the coordinator role, they were just looking for kind of an identity, and I think this was the first game of the season. The headsets didn't work right away. We had to meet in a tent. We had a bus over. I mean, it was a lot of things working against the Polar Bears in this first game. It was hot. So, I think we faced some adversity early, but we kept fighting. The defense, just believed in each other, kept moving. Some mistakes were made, but they didn't dictate the next play. They were forgotten about, and we just kept kind of reloading each play. Leadership started to emerge, and it really set the stage for what would be a great season.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about – I remember the no locker room because you had that tent down here seeing the background. I forgot about the headsets. That's always a treat, the first game of the year.
Yeah, my first year calling plays, I thought maybe you guys were just kind of, pranking me or something. But no, the headsets weren't working.
Yeah. Good play by Austin. Actually, that's not Landry. This is Austin Hostetler right here, knifing up through the hands. That tight end was about 6'5". He's a big boy.
They had a lot of good players. Good players.
So, yeah, this one right here kind of sparked the whole deal. We go on a little 3-play stretch here. I started here by Devin. Rough start offensively. And then second quarter here, easy bubble kind of rotation read play. We had the numbers out there, and he's fast, and they're not.
He's fast. He's fast, and they're not.
Take him to the house.
Made them look like they're not fast, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, this is in the era of Johnny Manziel, and Devin being excited, he had to throw his Money Manziel sign right here. So we had to give him a hard time about that because he cost us a penalty, and they were kicking off or we were kicking off with bad field position. But, might have been a little over-excess. I don't know if that was really that over-excessive, little over-officiating right there with those guys. But whatever, here we go. So we're back on defense.
Yeah, they were, big tight ends, good tailback. They had a quarterback that could throw the ball a little bit, but I felt like their bread and butter was trying to run the football. So definitely the front four and the middle 7 kind of had to step up that game, and they did.
So we get a stop. I believe it was a 3-and-out. So just really got the momentum. Even though still 17-7, we come right back on offense, Devin.
Yeah, this is the next play on offense. And, hit the big post up to Reed to put us right down there in the red zone. So, momentum is definitely with us right now. Great ball by Pat. Protection solid up front, nice pocket.
Yeah, really good protection. Look at that. You got Shale, you got Rhodey, you got Shell, Ethan. Those guys just Grant, I think, Michael Howe, just doing a great job giving them time. So, this is the next play, I believe, right?
Yep, next play here. Just a great run by Justin. If you had to kind of sum up his running style in one clip, this is probably the one you're picking.
Get off me. Should have kind of showed Marshawn Lynch a little something right there. Just get off. Great run. Kind of demoralizing, too, really. They had us at would have been second and would have been a loss. It looked like a yard or two loss. And Instead, it's a touchdown. Now we cut the lead to 17-14. That penalty was on them, by the way. So, okay, so we got a little something going here. Get a good kickoff, and that's I believe that's Matt Cheney right there. Matt gets a good kick, and see some good coverage coming down here. I think Tyler Habs comes in, kind of gets first hat on him. You got Rezick swarming in there as well, and now we got him stung inside the 20. So got the momentum shift, got some field position. I think we end up getting another stop then, and get a good short field here on offense.
Yeah, come back here, back to the kind of play action, staying with a little bit of that momentum. And, Justin ran for 154, so the play action is definitely good when the guy's putting up those numbers.
I think Devin ended up, he had like 8 catches for 130. So right here he gets behind somebody and kind of makes him pay.
Little Q run here from Pat. Pushes in I think, is this the go-ahead touchdown?
Yeah, I believe this makes it 21-17. So I think it was like, what is that, like 4 or 5 plays on offense? We scored 21 points. So just exploding, on them and really taking advantage of just momentum as a team. So I think they get a couple first downs right here, and we do a good job right here, Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously they're a good team. They're going to make some plays, but it's about kind of withstanding some of that and just being really, really good, really strong, flying to the football.
I believe we're into the third quarter at this point now. So I think at halftime, I believe it was 21-17. Again, just really hot. So you got the conditioning was going to be a factor, and just toughness in that second half. It was good to see us kind of get a nice big play there, Devin.
Yeah, we come back here, and this is 3rd and 10. We run a little quick game / Q draw check, and Angle figures it out and runs it in for kind of the nail in the coffin type touchdown.
Yeah, Pat's a strong dude. So that put us up, I believe, 31-17.
Yeah, Malcolm in there, firing, making sure he's getting his right reactions. Cody Cox back there, Danny Eller. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are, stepping up. And again, first game of the year, searching for an identity, trying to make things work. Really the credit goes to that group and that leadership of some of the older guys to kind of bring everything together.
I think this drive, again, it was 31-17. I think they had scored to cut that lead, if I remember correctly, to 31-24, Devin. So at this point, we get late. We got to eat up some clock and hopefully get some more points.
Yeah, good job. Some creative run game by Coach Schmitz when in kind of situations where everybody knows you're probably going to run it, but still trying to threaten them with the perimeter, run the quarterback a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of threaten them with Magazine, threaten them with Price. Solid job up front, but kind of good job by Coach Schmitz at dictating where they can't just overload the box and outnumber us.
So if I remember correctly, I think then we end up getting a field goal that gets the lead back, to 7 from 4 to 7. We get a stop, and then now it's just time to hopefully kill the clock. And this was a big first down play, I think, as the clock's becoming a factor.
Yeah, just tough run by Justin. Tell him, hey, man, we're going to hand it to you. You got to get the first down. And more often than not, he figured it out from there.
Well, and especially because – sure, and especially given the situation right there, they knew we pretty much had to run it because of the situation with the clock. And, we don't want to necessarily throw it in that situation. So we're able to kind of get some runs when we had to get runs and keep that clock moving, which is awesome. So it was a big win that, especially on the road, you get back on that bus, a 6-hour drive, and it sure is nice to get in there with a win against a team that, again, had one of the best seasons in their history the year before, and good start to the year, which ended up being a really good season for us. So thanks again, fellas, and we'll move on to number 5 next. Go Bears.
All right, sounds good.
Stop record.